FDA testimonials are shared as individual experiences and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences and the individual results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience and welcome to Daily with Doc. Let's go ahead and open up that waiting room. So we have lots of people waiting to get in as today is Friday on Daily with Doc. And today we have a special guest with us. And I am super excited to be able to bring her to you because of all the things that she is doing around the world. She has just been such a blessing to so many, and I wanted to offer the blessing of her knowledge and wisdom to you as well. Now, folks, if you were invited to this program by somebody specific, make sure that you get back with them, ask them questions, let them know, hey, today was just a little different. We didn't have Dr. Wallach on with us. Actually, he is on with us, just not as a speaker. And I wanted to, make sure that you let them know is what you liked best about the program. Okay. So this program is a resource for an amazing community. And that community consists of people that are health coaches, certified holistic health coaches, health advocates, and just people who have a heart for others and want to see them thrive, not just barely survive. This program is sponsored by Daily with Doc, where on Daily with Doc Zoom, dailywithdoc.com, you can go and find a lot of information in regards to what you can do to help yourself. We have lots of articles there. We have replays from previous shows, and we also have a good foods, bad foods list, which is important when it comes to eliminating the toxins and the things that may be contributing to poor health conditions. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health, it is my honor and privilege to be able to bring this information to you. Now, this information is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician or your psychiatrist or your psychologist, none of those people. But folks, when you are empowered with information, it allows you to be able to think more clearly, especially when you got the nutrition on board. So today, we have a special guest with us. Her name is Dr. Joyce Hunt Brown. She is also known as the Hope Doctor. So she has been she's been a guest on many TV programs, on podcasts. She is board certified expert and diplomat with the American Academy of Experts in Traumatic Stress. She even hosts her own podcast and radio show. And today we're going to be talking about mindset and its effects on health. Now, Dr. Joyce is also an author, a speaker, a coach, a certified crisis chaplain. She has been helping people around the world when it comes to stressful conditions and the mind. She is also an expert in traumatic stress. She's a naturopathic physician and she has a PhD in many things. And she also has 6 Lifetime Achievement Awards in the natural health field. So today I am excited to be able to present to you Dr. Joyce Hunt Brown. Hello, Dr. Joyce, are you there? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, and thank you so much. This is going to be an extra special day with special blessings, a miraculous, unleashing that miraculous power of the brain. For everyone who's on here, they're going to be more powerful than they ever were before. And I know they were all pretty powerful before with you, but it's going to be even more so today.
Well, I absolutely agree because Dr. Joyce, you have experienced a lot of things in your life. And through your life, there were times where if you didn't have the right mindset, you absolutely would not have made it to 90 years old. Do you agree?
No, that's absolutely true. It's the most part of my life, I just wanted to give up. I had give-up-itis, and there's too much give-up-itis in the world because I thought all you had to do was just die and go get an unearned peace. And I didn't realize how important life is. And I also really love the fact you're talking about the mind, the positive mindset, and also nutrition, because there's just so many different things I've gone through. And so people can learn a lot of what not to do by just being positive and going ahead, and then learning some of the things to make sure they have positive people in their life, positive thinking, positive feeling, and the right nutrition. And as you know, I am getting some marvelous results out of Dr. Wallach's special things for the brain, for the nutrition. And I'm at a point in my life where they said nothing more could be done. In fact, in 2016, with MRIs that showed I had lost so much of my brain power, white matter brain disease. They said the kindest thing that would happen is if I just didn't wake up one day, because I could go paralyzed from the skull down with only the use of my eyes. And then it got even more so. So 2/3 to 3/4 of my brain is gone with even no circulation. That when I was having so many challenges and difficulties with the nutrition, with Dr. Wallach, and the positive mindset, and our stronger power, I am doing better, and I'll match my mind power and memory against anyone out there. Let's just bring it on. But the main thing is to help others, so they help themselves, and then you've got all the rest of the world who are waiting to hear from people you are privileged to be training, and they are privileged to be learning. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, Dr. Joyce, you absolutely have just such a vibrancy in your voice. And I know at one time, because of ALS, which you overcame, you had lost your voice.
Yes, in 1988, I lost my voice, and I had what they call the switches and the things, all of the things. I had 3 doctors diagnose me, and I was in denial. I couldn't have ALS. That was a terrible, deadly thing. And then I lost my voice so bad that I was looking for a voice board to just point to things. Like I said, I had 3 doctors tell me that the bulbar, which takes the voice, one of the last ones who I knew did know what ALS was in Salt Lake, and he had 3 people who had ALS. All 3 died. But he was examining me and giving me his test, and then he said, "Stick out your tongue. You see, you can't hold it still." I didn't know I couldn't hold my tongue still. I knew I had a lot of other disorders, like kind of puppies under a blanket and a neck brace, leg brace, and really in the very last stages. And my tongue, when it quivered all over, but I knew. And he said, "You're doing very well for the stage you're in. You might make it to Thanksgiving," which was only 5 months. But with miracles, and then looking for that voice board, and probably tell a little bit about the miracles. But I did have miracles, and with prayers and blessings, and then changing my mindset, because I was also using which will at some point make available, reporting. Every night you go to sleep, the conscious mind goes to sleep. The subconscious is awake and able to accept suggestions. And I attribute a lot of my success to that because that really helps change your thinking, change the feelings, change the actions. But then also, I give so much of the credit, basically, to prayer. When I made up my mind, I wanted to live and prayed with a sincere heart. I had the miracle, and it was like a light gray smoke coming on top of me. And that was in 1988. There are others who are, Duke University has confirmed the reversal of 54 ALS cases, but it really comes down to, I believe, our higher power. I work with people of all religions. I personally believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and know him to be real, but no matter what they call him, no matter, he is the higher power. But if we have our mindset open and doing the best we can, I learned many things over there that trying counts, but also the importance of taking the right nutrition, listening to the right things, getting the mind on positive things. But it's amazing when you feed the body the right nutrition. Otherwise, it goes in the other direction. Have to wait till 90 years old to learn all this. So whoever I can share it with, you don't have to wait till 90 to get a good start. Where you are, you can do a lot for yourself. And as we give, so shall we receive. I am so grateful to be on here today, and with special blessings, and hope we touch everyone's heart, that they will know they are special and feel this power, and know that they have the gift of the positive mind power, the positive higher power, and then the right nutrition, which you just happen to have that no one else has as much as what you're hearing here. If I could just add, I went to an osteopath about how, because I have severe osteoporosis, and he said the most strongest thing that could give me the best help was the program that Becca put me on with Dr. Wallach. And so miracles are out there. We're part of the miracle. And so thank you for this opportunity today. And I know I don't have a 90-year-old voice because of the grace of God and the right power, and that there are people here who need to hear that they can also have miracles, and then believe in miracles, expect miracles, and be a miracle for someone else. Because as we give, so shall we receive. And then one other thing, Becca, that I really want to stress is that usually as we go through life, people know how to take better care of their cars than they do their bodies. They wouldn't put diesel in a car engine, wouldn't put gas in a diesel. So it's important that we learn with all of these things that Dr. Wallach has worked out for us, the opportunity to nourish each cell, and then to have the power of belief, the miracle. It's working.
Yes, it is working, and you absolutely are not using a voice board. And working specifically with you, it has been just a joy. And I think the biggest joy, Dr. Joyce, is you have not let anything stop you.
Thank you. One of the things I've learned a lot of eternal truths after being on the other side. Like I said, I cannot deny it. I'm getting too close to go back, so I'm not going to say something that I would regret. But I did have a life review, and so that one of my biggest regrets were giving up all the time, and then not realizing that as we give, so shall we receive. And then a very important one is as we give mercy, then we can receive it. But that is one of the things we have to do here in this life. So we let go, let God, not hold grudges, because if you hold a grudge or unforgiving, it's like drinking poison and waiting for someone else to die. So there are a few basics, and one of the main ones is it's what's gone. It's not what's gone that counts, what we have left and how we use it with a positive mindset, with the power, with the belief, with the right nutrients, and then helping someone else and looking around. There are so many hurting people. This is so needed. Your audience is so needed. And we're going to empower them even more today with the power of positive belief. And then know that trying counts, but it's not what's gone that counts. It's what we have left and how we use it. And then some other great truths I've had to learn the hard way. And that is that every adversity carries with it the seed of a benefit. Now the challenge is to hang on until we find the benefit. And I'm still working on getting some of my faith back I used to, because I had more faith when I was working with more people and being alone, but it's coming back. But I was so positive. Now, this is really just a bit extreme, but it's absolutely how positive I was. Now, I'm working towards this again. But anyway, I had a big, beautiful desk. It was a walnut desk with a corner. Oh, it was hand all the little pieces put in. It was beautiful. And I had a file drawer at the side. And as I was leaning over in the file drawer and getting something, I came up the corner of that desk, got me right in the very base of the skull. And as I was passing out, stars, the thought that came to my mind, oh, maybe I knocked something into place. Well, that's a little more positive than usual. But if we just daily, what can we do today and now? And then make the most of our time. None of us know if we have a tomorrow. So as we use today, well lived, being loving and forgiving, especially being forgiving. Because on the other side, as we give, so shall we receive. All religions, our higher power is the same no matter what they call it. But if we have something happen to us here, and then we can be forgiving here, we have earned mercy there. So that is a big key, no matter what happens, is to believe in miracles, expect miracles, be a miracle for someone else. It's a universal law. If you drop something, it goes down, gravity. But there's a universal law that as we give, so shall we receive. And it's necessary to receive mercy on the other side, other life, whatever someone believes. I believe, I'm not in reincarnation, but one of the main things we all believe in is the fact that it matters what we do now. And so as we're loving, forgiving, and merciful, even on the freeways, then we're more apt to receive love and mercy. And just like the power of dropping with gravity, as you go out in the world, if you're loving and forgiving, loving and forgiving, because people don't know what they're doing. They don't mean to be angry or irritating. They don't know any different. But if we can be patient and loving, even if it's a 2-year-old, it will come back to us. Maybe not from the same source, but that is a law of the universe. And as we help someone else, it helps us. And we can become stronger and happier, more joyful, and patient with our families, with our friends, with those around us, and using time wisely. I wish there were 48 hours a day, because in having the mind power that I have, with special recordings I listen to and getting control of my thinking, I wish I had 48-hour days. I love to wake up earlier in the morning and then have my time for meditating, thinking, who do I want to send good feelings to, great powers, because the mind is so powerful, what it can do. That will be another story. There's many interesting stories out there. Like last time we talked and I got so enthusiastic, I'm sure I could have done some interesting, energetic things. Like when I'm really up and positive, I can take a fork and just lightly touch it right where it connects, and it'll just flip and bend forks. But I have to be in the mood to do that. And then ice cubes. I used to have trays of ice cubes. And if I was really up and all excited, I put that tray of ice cubes in there, and it would start breathing with spikes coming out in all directions. But we have energy that we can see and energy that we can't. But we're always filled with energy, filled with love. And if we keep our minds again on what we want, off what we don't want, you can take over until it becomes a habit of loving and peace and joy. None of us know if we have it tomorrow. But do the best we can where we are. And then just keep on keeping on. Life is a journey. It is not a destination. And we're so blessed to have you, Becca, and your people who are on here, and especially Dr. Wallach. I'm just so blessed to be here to share this. And I hope I hear from people, because I do send love and caring. And when I did get my voice back, it's not a 90-year-old voice. And I know God gave me that to be able to share his message. There is hope and love and life and a reason for making it through challenges.
Absolutely. So everybody, Dr. Joyce, she is the founder of a nonprofit organization that helps people that have been in serious traumatic situations. She has been Oh, a lifesaver, whether it's from somebody who's thinking about ending their life or through supporting the family and through their grief of somebody who has ended their life, whether it was intentional or by accident. And if you can relate to that and you would like some more information about what she does, you can go to stressandgriefrelief.org and you'll find more information about one, how she and stress and grief relief can serve you, or two, how you can help serve others through stress and grief relief. There's lots of opportunities for us to be able to give from our hearts to help others. But most importantly, she gives hope. She's known as the Hope Doctor. And I know through her voice and just listening to her today, you feel that hope. It's not just words, it's something you can feel. And I absolutely love that about you, Dr. Joyce. You are just
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you.
And you've written a book, and I think you're on another book that you're writing, and it's called
Yes, I've
Answering or Amazing Heavenly Answers. So with
yes, we
Amazing
have that
Heavenly
amazing.
I'm
Now,
sorry,
that's
say that again.
available at Amazing Heavenly Answers by Dr. Joyce Hunt Brown. Now, there are a lot of the previous books there, but if you get the right one, that's at Amazon, and also at hopedoctor.org. It's available free. But a lot of people like the actual book in their hands, and when I can, I would like to get it on Audible. But there are special gifts and power, and we do have there if someone wanted to join us as a Hope partner, because we give books away. That's one of the things we do. We give hope, peace, and joy. And there are so many people who need a book, and they haven't got time to go to the bookstore and get it. So if anyone wants to be a Hope Doctor, if they could help $5 or $10 a month, whatever. But if someone would reach out and see what they could do, or ask God what they could do to help be an instrument in His hands, because there's nothing for salaries. We send books into the prisons, the detention center, and some of these girls, it's so sad. Like from South Africa, and they've been rescued. They were in sex trafficking, and they've been rescued. But then by the time the parents get them, they've had so much trauma in their life after they're adopted that they sometimes have to go into facilities. But we're training and helping so that we can bring hope and know how that these girls can replace the trauma with going forward. And we're having such great results. As an example, there was a young gal who'd been in 13 facilities before she found how I was working with her with special training. And she was raped when she was 5 years old by her brother and then some other relatives. And pretty soon she got into it and was doing this herself with drive-bys and addicted. And then she got into the facility and began working with her. I began working with her personally to help retrain the thinking and the feelings and the goals to see herself as a positive person. And we can do that sometime too. We'll have more on that too, because we want to help everyone there. But she actually turned around and saw herself as being able to succeed and walk as a winner. And she believed that we were able to do this. And it was because of people helping us to be able to get there and share the message. So anything anyone wants to do to help will be a great blessing, and you'll have more blessings back. But we're looking forward to also helping each person here, because everyone has stress in their life. But it's a matter of how you handle the stress, by taking a deep breath and relaxing all over, and then knowing now is not forever. And then knowing also, no matter what happens, every adversity carries with it the seed of a benefit. It's a matter of the challenge of hanging in until we find the benefit, as we're growing mentally, spiritually, and in all ways, and especially in helping others. This has been such a privilege today, and I'm looking forward to sending more good thoughts, more prayers, more energy. There is energy out there. There is healing energy. Everybody has the ability to turn into healing, to turn in and tune in and feel the healing energy. And at some point, we'll have some other recordings and things that can help to make with the subconscious mind. But everyone who's on here, you are powerful. Feel the energy you have. And any things in the past, just release them, let go, because you've got your tomorrows are Snow White. If yesterday's were scarlet, your tomorrows are Snow White, and you can do it. And we're here for you. Just know this is the beginning. Greater things are coming. And I'm so thrilled to be able to be a part and help in whatever way I can. Oh, Becca, I love
Well,
you, and I love everyone here. Dr. Wallach, I'm just so thrilled.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joyce. Thank you for sharing about what it is that you're doing. I know I was thoroughly touched by it. And, you can be impressed by something, or you can be touched by something. And when I saw you at work with those girls, I was touched in knowing that what you were doing was really, truly helping people. And that's my heart as well. Now, you were talking about, helping people realize, kind of get out of where they're at in that mindset. How important is the mindset when it comes to your own physical well-being? Like if you continually say that you're sick, are you going to stay sick, or do you have to think that you're going to get well before you start getting well or get your full potential of wellness?
I hope everyone will realize that they have a spirit inside and a person inside. It's like you have another person. So what's really important is your self-talk. You cannot do anything you do not believe you can do, and also you can do what you believe you can do. I'm also a certified, I have my fellow in hypnotic anesthesiology. I used to do that so they didn't have to have as much anesthetic. I only use it for positive things. I'm very cautious, make sure people are cautious. Someone out there who uses hypnosis, because they can put negative thoughts in. So it's power of positive thoughts. But if you don't believe you can step off the curb, you can't. And if someone doesn't believe they can lift their foot, they can't. But the person is in charge of their thinking. Tell yourself you can. Remember, it's as if you have another person inside, because you do. Every thought is important. You can recondition your thinking. And as you see yourself as your ideal self, see yourself healing, think of the positive. If something hurts, that's for now, okay, but you can always get over it. It's not forever. You don't give up. I like to have a group of doctors here want me to come and speak, because some of the things I've had wrong. I've been in 5 car crashes. I wasn't the driver. Why couldn't I have that kind of luck at the lottery? I've had 8 major back surgeries. I have 5 pieces of hip fused into my neck, and Navy man's hip fused into my low back. I have torn meniscus. You name it, I've got it. But the main thing is I keep going, and I guess it's kind of like somebody who's out on the football field. They get their adrenaline going, and they get for what they're going for. And if you just sit around, you're going to feel the pain more. But get busy and help others, and then you help yourself. And so it's the mind. I've seen some tests and things previously where they actually had someone under hypnotherapy, and they put a penny on the forehead, and they thought it was a hot iron. And I have pictures of this, but it actually swelled up. So your mind is so important, but keep your mind on what you want, and you can do this. Know that you can. Believe it. Others have done it, and everyone on here is going to do it better than they ever did before. Today is a fresh new day, and you're going to make the best of it. So you have some pains, aches and pains. There are things that Dr. Wallach has that helps that to be better, and be sure you cut the sugar and cut the carbs that feed that. But you can do it, and today is not forever. It can be done. The goals, and then knowing the right nutrition. But the main thing is the mindset and knowing it's going to work. Knowing it's going to work and believing. And this is the beginning, first day of the rest of your life. So make this powerful. Know that you can, you will. You're going to do even more than you've ever done before. Now, another big secret I found. When I have a bad day or something's down or something's bothering me, the big key, go help someone else. Go tell someone else about your successes, and keep your mind on your success story. Don't go tell bad tales. You don't want to relive that. You don't need to go relive that, but go help someone else. Find someone else. If you look around, there's always someone who has something going on that's worse than what we have. That's absolutely true. So as you help them, And also, I know there's grief, and there's some grief groups out there that they go on for years. I have a friend that I was trying to help him get over. I was working and trying to help him get over his wife passing away, and he went to the grief group that I was a little concerned about, but he found somebody who had been there for 14 years, going over and over the problems. Know that when you lose someone, because this life is precious, don't waste time. They become your spiritual cheerleader. Another thing I learned is that pets can talk over there, and people are going to be surprised when they're mean to them. But be loving and kind, but find someone else who share what you can do, share the hope. And as you get caught up in it, it's just like someone on the football field. They don't feel that pain because they've got the adrenaline and help. So the main thing, go help someone else. Share the success stories. Share success stories. A big thing with the girls that I work with, the youth that I work with, is success stories. Concentrate on success stories, not sad tales. What happens when you do sad tales? You just get more of whatever you're talking about. But the success stories. And we love to hear from you. And miracles are still possible out there. As you believe in miracles, expect miracles, and you are a miracle. And then write them down and keep your mind on what you want. And share them. We're going to have even more success stories than anybody's had out there before.
Absolutely. It goes to really back up that whole where focus goes, energy flows. Now,
Absolutely.
a lot of people focus on this disease that they have, this disease that they have, this disease that they have. They're claiming that as part of them, and it's holding them hostage. What are some things that you might recommend in helping them to break those chains so that they can then tell their body or allow their body to be free to recover?
One of my first things, and I know this is kind of hard for some, depending on the doctor where they're going, but it's my understanding that only the MDs can call something arthritis or disease. When they get certain symptoms, they call it a certain disease. So I don't ever use those words. And inflammation is usually the biggest heart of most problems. And so you break it down. What can I do right now with oxygen? We need oxygen. We need water. You need the Celtic salt, the right kind of salt to give the body the right nutrition. And then something's out of balance. Find a way to get the minerals and the things back, because the body needs to be able to have the right building blocks. But one of the first things is I would not repeat the diagnosis. For me, I do not like to hear someone says rheumatism, arthritis. To me, they're a label that a doctor has put in. I have some of my greatest colleagues are some of the best doctors in the world, but they also do where they don't call it the disease. They call it, they put the emphasis on needing to be more alkaline. And that's one of the main things also, and you've probably covered that. You get the strips from the health store, and then you get the saliva in a teaspoon. You don't want to put that strip right under the tongue. And then check where your pH is, and then also in the urine stream, and make sure where your pH is, because that is one of the most important things, is whether you're acid or alkaline, and then you go from there, and it comes from what you eat. But it's just major keeping your mind on seeing yourself as active. To me, when I start working with them and they start telling me some of the things the doctors have said, I'm sorry, but it hits me almost like fingers down the blackboard, because I know that symptoms and the label they gave them, which doesn't mean that's the case at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dr. Joyce, you're a naturopathic doctor, naturopathic medical doctor, in addition to many other things.
Yes, I'm also a board certified naturopathic psychotherapist. Things begin with the thinking. Oh, I'm really excited. Now, let me just tell you, I've got a lot of degrees, and they made me prove them with all of my transcripts and everything. But the thing that I kept finding as I was going through it, I'm very glad I did it at this time. It seemed like a waste of time, but every time I take a class and a certification, I would hear of more. And so I just had become a sponge from learning. Now, when I went to school, first 2 weeks of school, they had to get my mother to come to school because I was going to quit. I knew how to sign my name, count my money. I was not going to go to school anymore. I don't know where it's going to get the money I was going to count. But so when they told me it was going to be years, they'd have my body. They would not have my mind. And so for years, I was not going to study. And in the 7th grade, they said, describe the Battle of Bunker Hill. Well, I had it pretty disastrously. But anyway, then I quit school for a year and then found out how much I didn't know. And then I went back to school as a sponge. And then leave the mind open to learn and hear of things, but also know there's a lot of junk science out there. There's a lot of people that's not really right on track. So I think one of the greatest gifts all of the listeners and your people who you're working with have is the great truth that you know with Dr. Wallach. And then you hear all these other things, don't get deviated off the path, because there's people claiming this. I've lived long enough to know a lot of people who've come out with this discovery or that discovery. It's just a renaming of something I learned a long time ago in other years. But the advantage with Dr. Wallach and what he has available, that gives the right nutrition. Okay, if you have to slip a little bit once in a while, be forgiving and get back on as soon as you can. Remember to drink adequate, right kind of water, and then give your body the right influences and right ingredients and relax. We're going to give some in the future, some more additional ways to learn to really relax, so that from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, you can relax. And at some point, Becca, if you'd like to invite them so we can do our Saturday prayer roll where we do this for everyone and the families and friends. And then keep your family around you, loving and kind the best you can. And then also not get into arguments. Be sure you just let go and let God, and be quick to agree with thine adversary. But then know importance of doing, loving, caring, and being, and making the best use of this time.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned your Saturday prayer and meditation, Dr. Joyce. Folks, if you would like to join her in prayer on Saturdays, it does happen at, was it 125?
It's
130, 125.
I say about 128. Give a couple of extra, and this is Pacific time, daylight savings time. And we have a number. It's on the web page. May I give that number real quick? They may or may not get it, but
I can give it.
Calls in.
I have it ready.
Okay, you go. Okay, so very good. And everybody's on here. And then we have How to Have an Awesome Day. We have a very powerful mindset relaxation, and then a non-denominational prayer. And we're getting great success stories and miracles.
Yeah, so folks, if you'd like to join Dr. Joyce on Saturdays, and I am on there as often as I absolutely can be, the phone number is 657-390-4797. Again, that's 657-390-4797. And it's all about giving unto others and empowering them to be able to just relax, take in all the many blessings, and have acknowledgement of the many blessings that you have, and then kind of overcome that space of negativity and do a reset. So I think that it's an awesome time, Dr. Joyce, for a reset, and we do invite people to join you on that. And well, Dr. Joyce, we do have
How to Have an Awesome Day. Pardon me?
Well, we do have a hand up with a question. We have about 15 more minutes left in the show. So folks, if you have a question for Dr. Joyce in regards to mindset or something similar, you are more than welcome to raise your hand. For those of you who are in the live audience with us here at dailywithdoczoom.com, which is held Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. So AJ, you have your hand up with a question?
I do have a question. Dr. Joyce, how are you today?
You know what? I'm just terrific, and I'm going to do better and better than ever before, though.
I know you are. You know, I have a question for you. What would you need to help save more people and bring more healing to people struggling with their mindset and struggling, and people who are feeling a little bit hopeless? What would you need to really expand your reach to more and to be able to help more and more people?
Oh, thank you for asking. My soul and heart is crying out to be able to reach more people, to have them come, to hear some of the basics, and then to join in the positive mindset and in the positive prayer, and then to share success stories. And I'm just so pleading. I really want to get this message out to the world. There is so much hurting in the world, and there are so many youth that are in facilities. They have to kidnap them or they'd run away to get them in here. But I'm looking forward to having our own facility. We're in negotiations to buy a facility that we will have the youth in and be able to train them. And then my belief is more that we can help the youth and get the message out to the youth. They will then get it to the parents. So many parents are desperate about not knowing what to do. And then also, so many parents had unhappy parents. So many of these youth that I'm working with now, their parents had alcoholics for parents. And the whole world is hurting. And I know that as we can get the higher power, I'm just pleading with my higher power, please help me to get the message out so that I can know and feel peace of mind. The next time I die, I want peace of mind. And I promised if I had another chance to live, I would tell everyone who would listen. And the more that I hear them listen and share it. And the other thing that's so fascinating is I had never even had a toothache, but while I was on the other side, all of a sudden I was shown a tooth and I knew which one it was. And then I was back in my body. I wasn't that wispy being anymore. I could feel my face. I knew it had something to do with that tooth. And when I rallied back well enough, my mother took me to the dentist. Does it hurt? No, nothing showed on the x-ray, but it had to come out. And after it was out, they could see the roots had been darkened, had been infected up in my sinuses. Within 3 weeks, I was over the bleeding up on my head and being the repeated pneumonia, enough and sharing with the world. There is hope, there is healing. But I'm so looking forward to some way to get this message out and for people joining us on the prayer roll, joining in whatever way we can, so that we can help this world. I know the world can turn around and do better with love and hope and healing and belief. And thank you for the opportunity to say that. And if they will come on Saturdays where we can do it, go to Hope Doctor and then leave things open where I'm glad to speak wherever we can and share, because I know my life was saved for a purpose. The big thing is helping others, and the joy and the love as we give, so shall we receive.
So, Dr. Joyce,
Touch my
one
heart,
thing that I love, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank AJ. It touched my heart.
Oh, absolutely. And Dr. Joyce, if people are interested in helping, the best website is at thestressandgriefrelief.org.
It's either that one or the Hope Doctor, and we need help so bad. Somebody's $5 a month or $10 a month, whatever. That's not salaries. We really need help to reach these youth, to get the books out, the messages out. We're in bad need of help, and so whatever you do, it will help. Anything would be of help. So I would ask if I might, that if somebody pray and think whatever, don't want to short anybody anywhere, but as we give, so shall we receive. And if someone can just pray and ask to be an instrument in God's hands, what can they do? And then go to our website at hopedoctor.org and become a hope partner in whatever way. Your help is so needed right now, and whatever way of getting the message out. And if you know people who need help, we'll get them a book, we'll get them help. So we'll find a way to get the message. They know how to reach you, they know how to reach us. And I'm just looking forward to being able to get the message out. And I did arrange, I think just recently, where 888 spells out Dr. Joyce, should be able to leave a message in a phone number, email, 888, and it spells Dr. Joyce. And anyway, I'm very visual. And guys, I so appreciate you, because being visual, and it's really a challenge to try to remember because I can't read my own writing. It's not what God has helped. But thank you for being here today. I send special love and blessings to everybody on this call. I want you to know and feel special power. Know you have been blessed by being here, and you are a blessing to us and to all. And we can all get together and do things to make this world a better place. It can. We're needed. All needed. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Dr. Joyce, if I may, one thing that I absolutely love about your approach, which there are so many different like group homes out there where they're not about helping people get better, but they're about medicating and keeping them compliant and basically keeping them in that institutional arena for the rest of their lives. You are
Oh,
training
yes.
them, you
Yeah.
are empowering them, you are giving them the tools that they need to be able to function in society as individuals. It's not about keeping
I'm
them
hoping
there
we
at the
get a
home
new
that you're
facility.
looking to.
Yeah.
Ab-
Yeah, we'll get
yes,
training them to go out and then to train others. But if they will go, I think Netflix has something about some of the facilities that's out. This is out in the world. People don't know this. If you go to Netflix and put in something about, let's see, it's something about something in a cult and programming and a cult. But anyway, it tells what's happening. This is all over the world where these girls are locked up in facilities and people don't know it. And like this girl that helped me to go up and speak at Salt Lake, she'd been in a facility locked up for 2 years and was not even permitted to talk to her grandparents who were ill and dying. And she wasn't permitted to go to their funeral. And these places are all over like that. And so we're working towards getting and actually purchasing and getting one as an example that will show, because we have success stories. And so I'm just really excited that we're sharing this at this time, because I know that God is with us and with your listeners, and that's a great
absolutely.
example. We're going to have more ways of doing it right.
Absolutely. Now, Dr. Wallach, Barbara, who is live here with us, she has she's looking for information. Okay, she's looking for tools that she can use. So she tries to stay positive in the midst of caregiving an elderly parent 24/7 and the negative on many sides. So she's wanting to know, what are some suggestions that she can use to help keep those negative things out and keep continually creating that positive environment and mindset for herself and for her parent that she's taking care of.
How much can she shut off being around the others? Because they all want to be heard. Everybody thinks they know what to do. They're not even aware of these new higher things. If there's some kind of light music she could hear, and then just reinforcing and praying, reading the scriptures. You know that there are two powers in the world. There's light and there's darkness, and darkness doesn't like light. And the more we can keep light in our lives and our thinking and our feelings, the more the others will leave. But it's a big step for today, and then we'll set up some additional ways that will be coming soon that we can do that. We can help them. There is help and there is hope, and we will find a way to help even more than we have. So whatever they can do to help us, but we'll find ways to help them more too.
Absolutely. So just to kind of reiterate, music for me can pull me down or lift me up. And I think music and the frequency of music is powerful. Do you have any insight as to, as far as the music frequency, any recommendations?
Oh, I have one that when we get it ready, we can make it available. It's music, light. It's 60 beats per minute. It's a certain type thing for the mind. And it has, I'm sure some of you knew about years ago when they had the subliminal tapes, and it was things below consciousness you'd hear, tidal waves or something. I didn't want that because I wanted to know what it was first. So I invented something that we will get out and get available. And I had recordings made that I have it trademarked. Super subliminals. Super subliminals, you know what they are. And then it goes on down beyond the level of consciousness. And the mind it's marvelous what the mind can do, even hearing below the level of consciousness. So at some point, in the meantime, just listen to some sweet music that makes you feel better. Nothing that's jazzy, but we'll have this available sometime in the future when we can, and we'll have a way so they can get it. And I know the technology's changed. I had it on CDs, and but this technology changed so we can get it on the phone. We can find a way to make an app so that we can get some recordings to them where they can listen and then just put something in the ear. And it can be so that there's special something at night, and then there's also something that will not let you sleep. I mean, will not put you to sleep as you're driving. It was the power of positive suggestion and repetition, which is the first law of learning, is repetition. And then that on Saturday of applying of how to have an awesome day, help someone else have an awesome day. And then you just have to cut short some of these other people and don't listen to them. One of the main things to it, if somebody asks you a question, does not mean you have to answer. And so just being quiet, not answering, and don't ever try to prove a point. People do not change their minds by facts. They change it by feelings. So as we just let someone feel like they're right, smile and be kind and gracious and move on. Words are precious, so use them sparingly and lovingly. They're like gold.
And folks, I think the last 2 minutes of this program are probably some of the best advice you will ever hear or receive. You use your words. You're not going to convince people. You make people feel that they're in control and it's their idea. So especially for those of us, yes, but especially for those of us who are health coaches and working with people, for me, when I was told that I couldn't do something, I just wanted it more and more and more. But whenever it was my idea and I wanted it for myself, not just somebody wanting it more for me than I wanted it for myself, things changed. And that's where we can use our words to help people want something more for themselves, especially when it comes to nutrition, folks.
Yes, you just had the big words, want. Someone has to want something, a better change. Then they have to believe they can. And then we have to help them with their own idea. People don't want to do things they don't want to do. Like you take a little kid and they say, here, eat this ice cream cone. Even if they want the ice cream cone. People don't want to do it. Someone tells them. But if they can help think it's their own idea, and if we can be patient and loving and help them want to and not react.
Absolutely. People do not change their minds with facts. They do with feelings. Folks, you have been listening to and watching Daily with Doc with Becca and Dr. Joyce Hunt Brown. Thank you so much, Dr. Joyce, for blessing us with your presence today. I love to know that you are my friend, a mentor, and you are available with the heart like I to help others.
Thank you. Special blessings to everyone.
Thank you.
Love, peace, and joy.
Absolutely. If I could get my co-hosts up on the screen with me, I'd greatly appreciate it because we could not have done this without them. As we have, we're working through and overcoming technical challenges, including getting Dr. Joyce on with us. If it wasn't for them and their efforts, folks, life would be much more challenging for me. So I have so much gratitude and thankfulness for our team. We've got Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who is the executive production manager, who is running the stream, making sure that everything gets out in organized fashion. We have Phyllis, who is out watching the different channels, letting people in and helping us keep everything rolling as well. We have Marilyn, who, if you're not live with us, and Phyllis does this also, but if you're not live here with us on dailywithdoczoom.com, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, you are missing out on the transcription that is put into the chat so that you can take, and as you're taking notes, you might miss something. Well, these two ladies, they don't miss a beat. So I just am so grateful. Marilyn, she does that, very consistent with us Monday through Friday. So thank you, Marilyn. We have Albert, who's joining us from way down in South Africa, who is a blessing to my heart because he's been able to introduce me to an orphanage that I'm able to help with as well there in South Africa. He is letting people in and helping us keep the audience, in and able to listen. And we have AJ, who is responsible for helping us get on all these different platforms that allows us to be able to deliver this message of hope. Dr. Joyce, like I said, she's also known as the Hope Doctor. And you can find out more about her. You can Google Dr. Joyce Hunt Brown, and you'll find lots of information about her that's just absolutely incredible. And, just consider where it is that you need help or can help when it comes to this message of helping others overcome grief or overcome being in a position where the stress and trauma was significant to the fact that it's impactful on what the individual themselves feel that they can be. My name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. You are a blessing. And even if you're having a bad day, help somebody else have a better day, and you will have a better day as well. Until next time, bye for now.
Thanks, Dr. Joyce.
Record.
This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.